Before I get into the video, I need to let you guys know that I'm black. And I don't know any black YouTubers telling scary stories and shit. So please subscribe, because I'm scared, alright? I'm fucking terrified.
And you will be too. Story number 1. Encounter with a demonic entity. In 2002, when I was 19 years old, I had a close and personal encounter with a dark entity. My family lived in West Virginia, and up the hollow like most people in the state. Late one night, me and 3 others decided to take a walk a bit further up the hollow in a long, large loop. The idea was to walk along the roads which circle around to the back of the family property. A short trip through the woods behind my great uncle's house. And then down the driveway to my house. In order to reach his property line, we had to leave the old dirt road and cross through a cow field. I was in the lead, cause I ain't no bitch. And would walk this route in the dark with no problems. I feel that a bit of backstory on my uncle is necessary. He was a Korean War infantryman. He was long divorced, bitter, and an alcoholic who didn't even socialize with his children or grandchildren. The man would literally guzzle a big bottle of Hennessy Black while smoking a 5-pack Black and Mild each and every day. I know because I used to take some of his alcohol and sell it to teenagers for money. He was a bitter, hateful old man. It was a cloudy, moonless night, and as you guessed it, dark. No, we did not have any flashlights, and my friends are black. I'm talking about black as fuck, so you already know I couldn't see them. When I approached the fence, nothing. However, when I grabbed the barbed wire to cross, there was an entity there waiting on the other side. I did not see it. I saw darkness in the first set of trees. It made itself known through a growl, a guttural growl. It was head level to myself, 5'9". When it started to growl, it sounded like a mixture of a bear and the deep rumble of a large dog. It was some ugly ass jit directly in front of me in what felt like the space of about an inch. I froze. My senses were going Spider-Man crazy, trying to figure out what I was standing in front of. Its breath was hot and needed a tic-tac on folks in them grave, and it smelled like rotten flesh. Unfortunately, yes, I know what that smells like. Whatever it was in my face daring me to cross.
You're not afraid of the dark, are you? Don't be afraid. Come with me. Do you want to play hide and seek? You hide, and I'll find you. You're going to die in there. Don't say I didn't warn you.
At that moment, I was terrified to the core. It looked me straight in the soul panel of my eyes and told me something that sends chills to the bottom of my spine till this day. As abruptly as it made itself known, it was gone. It left and without making another sound. I felt all of my hair stand on end, and my heart honestly must have missed a beat. I felt the chill of the air. I felt like I could breathe again. So I turned to look at those that were with me, and my worst fear was realization. This is real. It actually happened. 2 of my friends was frozen in spot with horror-stricken faces, and the third was already running. Without another thought, I let go of the fence and ran past the 2. I ran to the closest dusk to dawn light, climbed up the apple tree next to it, and waited there until daylight. I did go back the next day. No hair, no footprints, nothing. You could see where I was standing. I never figured out what it was for sure.
Guys, alright. Basically what I gotta say about that is don't fuck with demons, bro. We don't do that. Alright, look.
Yeah.
Never go back. If you
Never.
see something that's scary like that, please don't go back, alright? Just
fuck
call
it.
Ed. Call the Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters, alright, that's what they're for.
Story number 2. Scary sleepover encounter. This story takes place in July 28th of this year. The day started pretty normal. We were just messing around with music and YouTube for about an hour. My boy Ty suggested that we get some fresh air and check out the hill to see if any girls out there. They usually out there around 4 or 5 p.m. Levi and I agreed, so we headed to the hill to check it out. Once we got to the hill, we noticed everything was completely dead. By dead, I mean nobody was out there and we should have never left the house. We wandered the top for a while. When from out of nowhere, we heard loud, heavy running footsteps by the trail leading to the top. For how far away the edge of the hill was, the noises sounded like they were right behind us. As all three of us turned around to investigate, the sounds got more intense. I thought it was a bear, but there's not many bears where I live, so it was highly unlikely. Once the sound stopped, we ran towards the trail because that was the fastest, safest way down, as the other sides of the hill were too steep to safely descend. We were running as fast as we could, and as we went down the hill, all of us heard footsteps behind us, which spiked our adrenaline and we ran even harder. Once we got to the shed by the garage where we stayed most of the night, we would occasionally leave the shed and get some food from the garage. We finally decided to go out again, but before we did though, Levi set up a phone on some spy kid shit as a security camera. As we left, the lights began flickering on and off. We went back on the hill, but this time it was abnormally quiet. I suddenly got a feeling of being watched and began anxiously searching for the watcher. I told the others and we began heading back to the shed. Levi got a notification from the security camera saying that there was movement detected. We got back to the shed and investigated the footage, only to find some humanoid creature walking into the frame and lurking. While we were trying to figure out what the
Fuck that nasty forehead, Tetris, tenderloin, hunchback from 300, E.T. freaky buffalo thing was.
I heard loud crunching followed by alien-like screeching and loud thudding footsteps running around behind and next to the shed. At this point, we were all freaking the fuck out, and suddenly the lights began to flicker. Shit was so scary, cuz, but we was thinking what if we got it on the ground? So we decided that we would head out one more time about 20 minutes later to investigate what was outside. Before we executed the plan, I heard Ty whistle to get my attention and tell me something. I don't remember what, but as soon as I looked, I heard him whistle again. So I looked confused at him. I won't forget the look of terror on his face as he said that he didn't whistle. We stayed ready to fight if anything came in and heard more footsteps. Eventually they stopped and we fell asleep. I genuinely hope nothing like this happens again.
Man, you guys already know what I'm about to say. She make it clap, clap, clap. I make it running. Home. H-O-M-E. If I ever experience anything like that, I'm moving to the other side of the world. God! Alright.
Story number 3. Creepy fake cop on dark Interstate 15.
Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do.
This story takes place in October of 1996. To this day, this remains the scariest thing that I have ever experienced. and I really hope it serves as a cautionary tale to all of you fuckers who make solo road trips day or night. One is no safer than the other. Please remember that moving on from 1994 to 1999, I made close to weekly trips from my home in Vegas to Orange County, an arrangement made to facilitate visitation of my daughter. So in October 1996, I am making the trip on a Friday night because I had to work until 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, so I usually didn't get on the road until 8 or 9 p.m. I used to love the dark mystery of the Interstate 15 South at that time of night, and traffic was usually nil. So as I'm approaching Baker, California, I exit freeway to stop at my daughter's favorite gas station with super clean bathrooms. Things you learn after making a drive 100s of times. This night was foggy and super dark, but the gas station was well lit. Deciding to get some gas after using the bathroom and getting snacks, I had pulled to a pump near the door of the store. That night, we were the only customers inside the gas station, but once we got outside, there was another car pumping gas at the pump furthest from mine. I was busy putting my baby girl into her car seat and giving her blankie and snacks, just before the next 3 hours on the road. My head was down, so the man at the other pump was not in my field of vision, but I could literally feel eyes burning into my back. Never before or since has the hair on my arms and back of my neck sent chills while my pulse raced for no evident reason. As dread radiated and my ears were even buzzing in alarm, I thought to myself, should I air this whole bitch out? My senses was tingling so bad. My head then snaps up and I involuntarily spin around in a primal feeling of threat. That's when I saw a face on a creepy man and an expression of pure sickening hatred looking towards me. A total stranger. Brows knitted, eyes squinting and scarily staring at me. A look that said he was savagely violating me in his mind. I lost my breath, I was so spooked. I finished pumping quickly, jumped in the car, dramatically locking all 4 doors, and got the fuck out of there. It took me a few minutes to calm myself down and stop shaking. After a while, I put it behind me, telling myself that he must have thought I was someone else. Nope. Around 30 miles down Interstate 15, approaching Barstow, a weird light started shining into my car from the car to the right lane of me. So bright, I could see nothing of who was driving or what. I ignored it, speeding up to lose this asshole. Then it's gone. I assumed it had exited the freeway back and I hadn't noticed. Yo, what the fuck? I yelled, because the car I just seen pulls behind me and a red light flashes along with a weird sounding horn honk. I assume I'm being pulled over for speeding. I pulled to the shoulder and stopped to wait for officer to approach my window. I know not to stare at cops. I'm a nigga. That's the number 1 rule when getting pulled over. My eyes are straight forward. My daughter is sleeping. My windows are still up. I'll roll it down when he gets to my car. So I'm waiting and waiting. Mind you, this is before everyone had a cell phone and travelers relied on call boxes every half mile to use for emergencies. Then I look over to my side mirror. It was so dark. All I saw was a guy standing there, his head anxiously swiveling like he's not wanting any cars around to see him. Then I noticed a badge, but not on his chest, but on his pants. Jeans, I could see as my eyes adjusted, like it was clipped onto his waistband. Then, the stare, and fear shakes my gut for the second time in less than an hour. My baby wakes up, I see her sweet, beautiful face in my rear view mirror. And this creepy motherfucker in the side mirror. Survival instincts roared into action. Everything about this encounter was not normal, and I was again choked up and shaking like crazy. My heart was racing. All of a sudden, in a split second, I felt something whisper, then louder and louder. I turned the key, shifted into first and slammed on the gas like this was an illegal full-pay drag race. I was driving full tilt boogie like 90 miles per hour. I had zero alcohol or drugs in or on me, so that gave me confidence thinking, go ahead, follow me, pussy, because I was going straight to the police department. All of a sudden, that car passed me and I saw it was the same guy at the gas station, as well as fake cop guy. I also saw a red siren light like they used to sell at Spencer's. I actually laughed at how ridiculous this show was up close and not being blinded by a bright light. Then I got pissed, furious as fuck. This piece of shit had seen my baby with me at the gas station. He knew an innocent baby girl was in the car, but he wanted to harm me anyway. So to that rat bastard dressed as a cop and pulling me over and hunting vulnerable women on the 15th, fuck you, you cheesy fuck. Let's hope we never meet again, because next time I catch you in your silly car, I'm airing that bitch out.
21.
Oh yeah. Corpse husband? Fuck you.
I feel like the motherfucking Grim Reaper.
I'm better than you.
I'm coming for your spot.